everyone, and welcome at Your Guitar Workshop. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at an amazing blues solo by Jimmy Herring. Already did part of it in an earlier lesson where we looked at what I call like an insane blues lick or something, which was a diminished lick that he plays in this solo. Now we're going to be tackling the whole thing and starting with part number 1, which is the first half of the solo. The tab for this solo is already available on my Patreon page, so if you're interested, do check it out. Also, if you don't know Jimmy Herring, I really urge you to check him out because he is awesome. And this solo is a great example of what he can do on a guitar. It's phenomenal. If you're looking for licks to work out and to get ideas from, to using your own playing, then I think this solo is a great starting point because it doesn't necessarily have the cliches as much, but like every single phrase that he plays, it's great in time, but it sounds awesome. There is a clear rhythmic idea in it, and I don't know. I think it's really worth your time to check this out. All right, so let's start with phrase number 1. I'll play that one slowly, and then we'll get into how to play that on the guitar. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, so it starts off with playing in 7th position. So if you sort of see your pentatonic scale in 7th position, that would definitely help because we're playing over a B7 chord. And there you play index finger 7 and 7 on E and B, then going to ring finger 9 on G. Then playing index finger in 7 on G, making a hammer-on with our middle finger in 8, and then playing ring finger sort of 9 on D, and then rolling it over to 9 on A. So, and then the second half of that phrase is, so what you do is you start on 7th of D, hammer on with your ring finger to 9, do the same thing on the A string, and then slide to 6th position twice, like this. Right? So what he does here clearly is really outline the chord for you. So has a chromatic enclosure of that 3rd here, and then he resolves it to the 3rd here as well. So really nice lick. So together, 1, 2, 3. Now for lick number 2. So that's a short one. So there you put your pinky on 7 of G, pull off to 4 with your index finger, then play 6 with your ring finger on D, back to 4 on G, and then slide down to 2, so like this. And this is a really nice touch because you're playing the sharp 9, right, on that B7 chord. And here's playing the natural 13. So this is already sort of that diminished influence. Then you get the next lick. So what he does is we're sort of seeing the chord in 2nd position now, and we have a ring finger in 5th of E. Of the B string. I'm playing an E, and you make a full tone bend. Then pinky plays 5 on A. Sorry, I'm playing an A. Plays 5 on E, and then play that B string once more and do a release bend. Like this. Pull off to index finger 3 on B, and then middle finger 4 on G, like this. Then you do a half tone bend on 3rd position of B, back to middle finger 4 on G, and then play that 3 on B again, like this. And then you do a semitone bend on second position B, then release bend, and then pull off. All right? So what is happening there? There he's more playing sort of a B minor over the B7, which is normal because that's what minor pentatonic does. So, but then here he has that semitone bend. So there he does sort of indicate that B7 chord there. And then we get to the next lick, and that goes like this. So what does he do? Basically, he's outlining a B minor 6, right? Right? And I think also there it's sort of that diminished influence that you get there. But let's get into it. So he starts with a pointer finger on 2nd of G, hammer on to 4 on G. So, and then he plays the triad, right, from the B minor chord. So, and that is a middle finger 3 on B, back to ring finger 4 of G, and then second position E with your index finger to middle finger 3rd on B, like this. And then ring finger in 4th of E, and there that is that minor 6. And there then followed by a semitone bend on 3rd position of that B string. So what you play there is this, and that is ring finger playing 4th position of G string, roll over to 4th on D, then index finger plays 2nd on G, then 4th of G, and then make a pull off. Then go 4 on D, 2nd of D, 2nd of G, to 5th of A, and then slide up to 6. So there you resolve to the major 3rd again, like this. So altogether, that sounds like this. All right, now for the next lick, and that one goes like this. So what do? You start by playing second position of A, and then either sliding from 4 or from 5 towards 6. I believe it's from 4, but I'm not 100% sure. Then 4 on D with your index finger, and then 6 on that D string with your ring finger. And then you play 4th of G twice, and then play that 6 again on D, like this. And what you're playing there is basically a B6, and maybe. So what you're basically playing there is, I'm guessing, sort of like a B major pentatonic lick. Then we go into the next part. So what do? You start with ring finger in 6 of D, then pinky goes to 7 of G, pinky plays 7 of E, and then play 4 of E, like this. Then you play 7 of G again, pull off to 4 with the index finger, and then play 4 on E with index finger. Then you get So there you play pinky in 7 of G, then middle finger in 5 of A, and then moving to 6 of A with your ring finger. So that's going to that major third of that chord. And then you do sort of the same, but then instead of playing the pinky, you play index finger in 4. Then playing index finger, 4 of D, and then ring finger, 6 of D, then index finger, 4 of G, and then pinky playing 7 of G. Then going back to ring finger, 6 of D, then index finger, 4 of G, ring finger to 6 of G, back to ring finger, 6 of D, 4 of G, and then going back to 6 of D, and then 4 of D, like this. Then you get the following lick. So what do you do there? You do a semitone bend on 9 of E, release bend, pull off to 7, then playing this part, which is 9 to 7 on B. And what you do there basically is you sort of bend up to the sharp 9, which is probably, I think you could see that as just bending up to that minor pentatonic note. Going to the major 9, root, major 6, and then going down to the 5th of the chord. Then you get the following lick, and that goes like this. So what do you play there? You get a full tone bend on, the 10th position of that E. And then you get semitone bends on 9 of E, release bend. And these are all played, so going to, semitone bend on 9, release bend, playing 7. And then you do the same thing on the B string. And then you do the same thing on the G string as well, but now from 6th position on that G. So like this. And then after that, you play 6 on D, 4 on G, and then I play with my pinky 7 on G and B, and then playing ring finger 6 on D again. It's like this. Then you get the following lick. So what do you play there? You go 4. This is on the D string, so 4, 6. On the G string we get 4 to 7. Then you play on the D string 6, 4, 6. And then you play a double stop playing 6 on G and B. Then 4 on G and hammer on 6. Like this. Then we get the next lick. So there you just play the pentatonic scale. So you start off with a full tone bend on 10th of B. Then so you just play the pentatonic scale down, starting on 7th of E, then 10, pull off on B, pull off to 7, then play 9 of G, back to 7 on B, to 7 on G, to 9 on D, and then a pull off to 7. It's like this. Then we get the next lick, and that one goes like this. So what do? This is sort of a combination of the arpeggio with a color note. So you start off with 7 on D, to 9, to 8 on G, 7 on B, then 10 on B, and then 9 on E, pull off to 7, back to 10 on B, and back to 7 on E. So like this. And then when you go back, it's the same way as you went. So it's 7E, 10B, 7B, 8G, and then 9 on D. Then you get the next lick. So what you do is you do a full tone bend on 12 of your E string, but then you drop it a little bit and then you start pushing back up again. And then you get a release bend, full release bend on that 12th position, and then pulling off to 10, and then you play 12 again, back to 10, and back to 12. So then you get the next lick. So you play 10, 12 on B, then 10, 12 on E, and that 12 is also a full tone bend. Then playing 10 on E, then you play 12, pull off to 10 on B, and then playing 11 on G. So playing that 12 again on B, so here you play 10 on B, then sort of a slide from 11 to 9, sorry, a grace note slide, pull off to 7, and then 9 to 7 on D, also a pull off. It's like, then you get so there you playing 7 on G, and then playing 9 twice, and then sliding up to 11. And then you play 7 again, but at the end sort of a microtone bend up, and then playing twice 9 on D, pull off to 7, and then playing 9 on A. And then we get into the next part. All right, that's it for today. The tab is up on my Patreon page. If you want to learn the lick I just played, then that's in another video. I'll have a link in the description. And it's already up, by the way, because I did it a while ago. And the next half of this lesson will be done next week. That's all for now, and hope to see you again sometime. Bye.